We're live. Hey there, YouTubers. This is your Sensei Owl Bob, and I'm coming to you live from John's Mountain. And I haven't been on John's channel for a good couple months. I've been on my own channel, which is Dreamy Dreamland with Sensei Owl Bob. OWL. I am Owl, not AL, Owl. Anyway, uh, the title of this is Robot Love, and the description is how to live a life where you can be happy, even though people are jealous and are focusing negative energy on you. So, you seem to like my long stories. This is going to be a longer story. On my channel, I'm living out in the middle of the woods. I have no internet, no cell, no cable, no nothing. I have to go to the library. And my last video um, was 1 minute and 11 seconds. And in uploading it at my library, it took 3 hours. And I'm living in a place that is amazingly beautiful. But it is 200 square miles of unbelievable Appalachian poverty. And these folks live and have a happy life. I'm good. Go close up. You want it way far away. Way far. Well, hi, I'm just a little guy. I'm just a little guy. And so we're going to the little guy mode of telling you about Grandfather David. And that's what the story is about. So I grew up in New York City. I have was brought up and had many great mentors and teachers from birth, until today. My greatest gift was all of these people showing me how to live by example, not like, oh, turn to page 32 and this is how you live. No.
Could you name your 10 best mentors?
My grandmother, Dr. Teresa, who saved my life, Joseph Campbell.
Who's Joseph Campbell?
Joseph Campbell is a great.
Yeah, Al's back for you.
Joseph Campbell.
Yeah, hey, Matt Pooh Thompson.
Joseph Campbell was the man who Mr. Star Wars,
yeah.
Mr. Lucas, sat at his, after George Lucas did his film THX 111,
Yeah.
and got a lot of notoriety. And then he didn't he do Grease?
George Lucas?
Yeah.
No. George Lucas did American Graffiti.
That's it, American Graffiti. American Graffiti.
Hey, Lee Kennedy.
So after American Graffiti, you might have to go in. I hear a little rumble.
Yeah.
A few little raindrops.
So,
Anyway.
What was his name? He was one of your mentors?
Not George Lucas.
Another filmmaker type of guy?
No. He was a philosopher, a scholar, a Joseph Campbell, like the soup.
Is he a published novelist as well?
No, he's a scholar.
Oh, okay.
He's a scholar. He's well published. He did a great book called The Myth of the Hero.
No.
And he spent a whole year with Lucas telling him the story of the myth of the hero, and that is the story of Star Wars. George Lucas was taking notes from Joseph Campbell, and that was the backstory of Star Wars. It's coming. I think we might have to walk in before it starts raining.
Yeah.
Anyway,
we had lit a fire.
Yeah, we tried to light a fire in about 40 minutes.
It's starting to rain.
Yep, so we walked in.
Oh, I have a lighter around here somewhere.
Okay. I'm going to throw it in the box.
No, it's mine. It's an emergency or whatever.
Okay. So.
I don't like smoking as much.
So anyway, Joseph Campbell. It's interesting. All of my mentors Have first they're either Joseph or David. So it's grandfather David of the Iroquois,
Yeah.
one of my great teachers, and grandfather David of the Hopi was one of my great teachers.
Grandpa David.
Yep, of the Iroquois Nation.
Were they a chief of
Oh
medicine?
yeah,
They
no,
were. Did they have medicine
he was
men?
the head dude. He was the head dude.
Oh, the head. What is they call them? A medicine man is a traditional. That's everyone knows that.
Well,
It's like
that's
the
a
cheesy.
shaman, and you know, actually most medicine is done by women. The man is more, you know, medicine man would be more like shrink. You know, he'd be more the person dealing with conflicts and dynamics of that nature. And
So the Indians
shrinks, yeah.
did they have therapy? And that was like their psychiatrist.
Yeah. They had therapy.
The medicine man was their psychiatrist.
Right. And therapy was called ceremony. And they lived in a process known as all our relations. And no matter, I mean, I live with indigenous people all around this planet, in Africa and Australia and
Okay.
Brazil.
Yeah, but
And here, and every single one of them talk about all our relations. And all our relations is every animal.
your mentors.
All our relations.
And we're gonna get back to your mentors too, right? Who your best mentors were that you
But
learned from.
I'm telling you the foundation of how you live a happy life. It is not having the car you think you want.
Yeah.
People tell
And
you-
this, I went out of town and I had to take that window fell out accidentally, which was kind of a blessing because the cats, they have a little hole they go through in there. That's all repaired and everything. And they jump through a tiny little hole in the ceiling and it's a long story. What do you think to my diversion? What do you think about my diversion?
What diversion? Are you talking about the whole while I was talking about all our relations?
Yeah.
It's whatever it is. See, and that is part of being happy. Not expecting any specific outcome. Not trying to project a specific outcome. The you know, within modern white man psychology, the major definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting a different outcome. No. If you want your life to change, you have to change your life. If you want to see a better
It's definitely stepping out of your comfort zone because I've done it before.
right, that's what it is. Stepping, but not doing. The
I
same
I
thing
got
over
a
and over.
good, amazing in shape body and became a leading man, star of my own feature film with a celebrity in it, filmed with movie trailers in Los Angeles with permits, produced it all myself, expensive locations, $700 a day, this and that, got all the money together, the funding, a scholarship through this one of the best film schools in the world, Chapman University. You know, it's the number 6 or 7 by Hollywood Reporter. I did a real Hollywood. Oh, I don't know if the thing stopped. Did a real Hollywood movie, and the way I did it was I had no other choice. I was either die or survive and get out there and do these, you know, new and different things, like any way possible that I could survive in those strange, you know, uncomfortable settings and create a new level of existence for me, which created a new level of success for me
So when you
by
did
going
that,
out of my comfort zone. And that's how I did my first feature film and completed graduate school out in California.
when you did that, did it make you feel good? Did it make you feel confident? Did it make you feel, hey, I can do almost anything?
Yeah, for the first time in my life, I was confident with my physical appearance. Very much so. I had to work at it tremendously and learn that it was a mind over matter type of thing, coupled with a tremendous work ethic that got me in this amazing shape. I achieved the Michelangelo's David body. That was my goal. I wanted Michelangelo David's body, aside from the male anatomy penis or whatever, and nothing funny like that. But I got the exact Michelangelo David body. I worked at it every day, hours, relentlessly, whether I was sick or anything. I took steps to safely do it, and I did it. And so it's going out of your comfort zone. Is that what you were saying?
Well, it's not doing the same thing over and over.
Yeah,
You don't
I have
necessarily
done
have to
that over the
stress you
years,
out.
and then unfortunately, I would fall into some of the same patterns again. And then that's the somewhat frightening thing or scary thing, somewhat, not much at all, but having to go out of that comfort zone to do these new big things to bring you to the next level. And so in some ways, you could call it going out on a limb or a branch that is somewhat safe to go out on from the tree, but not as safe as sitting in that same place where you're happy, like
I'm more or less talking about empathy. I'm talking about relating to everything in existence.
Did you learn more important than monetary gain and worldly pleasures and all of those things that everyone wants to have in some ways, whether they want to admit it or not, the rich cars, the expensive houses, stuff like that, the cool things they want to be. Did you learn that empathy was much more important than those worldly things that you wanted to achieve?
Oh, yes. Yep, yep. And that started from my very base with my grandmother and my parents in their own way, but they were products of when and where they grew up. And so they were kind of, I don't want to say stuck in materialism, but that was, they were definitely competing with the Joneses.
Did
I
you
never,
feel that did in some ways did it seem they were on a never-ending treadmill towards more and more success, monetary success
well,
that they couldn't get
no,
off of?
no, no. I mean, there was part of them that was definitely in that place. But my parents were so, my mother was a triple Capricorn. And if you know any Capricorns, that sign is one of control. So she was like, you know, the Führer. She controlled the universe. And my dad was a triple Virgo. And if you know any Virgos, they're always right. Well, from my being the youngest, and I came at a long line of children where my parents, when they brought me home from the hospital, they were in a transition period of my dad from being in the military and a high-ranking officer to just starting over again in the dog-eat-dog world of business. And so they were used to living in a pretty big house in the military, and then went to living in a teeny house with all these kids. And when they brought me home, they put me. I didn't sleep in their room. I didn't have my own little crib. I slept in a dresser drawer outside the house in a porch.
No, no.
And so I've always had this outside point of view because from get-go,
Do you ever feel like a man baby nowadays?
no, no, I've never felt like a
Have
man.
you ever worn an adult diaper?
Yeah, of course, I've worn it. Depends when I'm out of an age
No,
where I shit my
no, no, no,
pants.
no, 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 don't say that. No,
Why? I mean, people old.
no, no,
folks-
you don't. I've never seen. No,
Yeah,
he's
but
joking.
depends.
He's joking. That's a joke. That's a joking. Now I could have to take the whole video off. It has to be PG. Okay, we're just gonna roll. We're just gonna say that was a joke or whatever.
Okay,
Goonies was rated PG,
right,
and it said the sh word.
right, okay.
So we'll
Well,
have to age restrict this later.
Basically, bottom line is we are.
But for YouTube, one curse word over the course of the whole
That's
long
not a
video
curse
is not.
word. That is a bodily function that's in, that word comes from the Latin that basically speaks to that physical elimination in a liquid form instead of a solid form. And we are products, at least our,
But you learned electricity. Who did you learn electricity from as one of your mentors?
when I was, so I don't know, however old I was when I could first crawl, I picked up a knife and crawled over to the electric socket and stuck it in. And in the electric socket.
But that's horrible. You could die from. People could definitely die.
I learned electricity, but as an infant, I was so small, I was what is known as a floating ground.
That is not suggested to do at all, ever.
You wanted to know where I
You have to be very careful around electricity.
John, you wanted to know about
this electricity, you got to be careful around it.
Right.
Never stick anything near that.
No. But you wanted to know.
That's how people can get electrocuted with high voltage.
You know how I learned about electricity. So the first thing I did was did that, right? And because I was an infant, I was a floating ground. So all I got was a little tingle in my jolly spot, right? And I was like, whoo! And my little sister, who was about 3 or 4 years older, came running in saying, "Mommy, help me plug in boom boom." And my mom ran in and saw me going, "Ooh, yeah!" And she grabbed me, and because she was a big person running across the wool carpet, when she grabbed me, she got the full jolt and thrown across the room and broke her arm. And from that point on, I was not allowed to crawl. She took the crib. She put the knee there and turned the crib upside down, so I was incarcerated in the crib. And that's when my grandma said, "Okay, I'm taking this boy." And my grandma was, and my grandfather, who is this amazing barber and, women's hair salon guy, he started his own. He had his barbershop in New York City in the Waldorf Astoria, and he had another one in Freeport because that's where all of the actors in vaudeville, before movies, there was
vaudeville.
And so he was.
My grandfather was on stage, I believe, in vaudeville.
Your police chief?
No, he never played any music.
Your Italian grandfather.
Yeah, the Italian one. Hey, Brandon. Yeah, the Sicilian one. He was on stages in Italy as a little boy playing a custom-made little small boy's guitar from when he was like 3 or 4 years old. They were on stages, and then they came over to New York City, and they were on stages there, and he went on a tour, had a whole orchestra named after his first name. He was Sicilian, but they gave him the Latin sounding name when he came over from Ellis Island. Even though he was Sicilian, they called him Martinez, even though it was like with an S or something. And then he was the center of the orchestra. There were like 30 other guys in this huge orchestra, and they'd go on tour across all of America. Then when he was 30 years old, he settled. He didn't want to do it anymore, and for some reason he settled down. He didn't care about being famous or something, and he settled down, had a family, became an engineer, and he built some like really big buildings.
In New York City?
Yeah, they told me which ones. I don't remember. He was like one of the main engineer on some of the bigger buildings there and in DC and stuff. But he just worked hard at it. He had a regular job after that, and I didn't want to be that way. I didn't want to be that way. It was different from me. I learned all that stuff that they did on the Italian side, the music, the art, the stuff like that. But it's like I kind of I wanted to take it a little further, which is what keeps me going, besides obviously my kids, but that I love very much. Okay, anyway, so that's how you became an electrician.
Well, that's what started me off on my electric path.
Wow.
So my grandfather, because he wasn't a poor guy, but he was.
That's how you were a baby and you became
Right, I got my first little jolt.
Yeah, but it's so dangerous it nearly killed you and your mother.
No, it didn't nearly kill me. It nearly killed, it cut my.
Wait.
It threw my mom across the room. She broke her arm. So, bottom line is, I went and my grandma took care of me.
Oh yeah.
And my grandma, we were in New York, and we would go to the museum.
But you didn't curse right then. You said some other word.
Right, some other word. And
okay.
my grandma would We would go to the Museum of Modern Art. We would go to Museum of Natural History. We would go to the Science Museum. We would go to the planetarium. Because New York City at that time, man, there were so many amazing things. This is the 50s. You could go see, and they were basically free.
Hey, and is this a cooking lesson?
Yeah, I'm hungry, so I'm making some food for us.
What are you doing? Cucumbers?
Yep, cut them up.
Cool. And you just paid for that and volunteered to buy it and
Yep,
make the food for free.
Yep, make it
Cool.
for us. Yep.
What are you making? Oh,
Yep.
what is that stuff?
It's a ramp.
Oh,
This came from our garden.
what is this funny thing?
This is a ramp,
Oh yeah, and
which is a cousin to
yeah.
an onion.
No. Oh yeah, no.
It's kind of a mountain onion.
Oh yeah.
These all came from our garden, along with a big watermelon that we had earlier today.
No, yeah. Whose garden? Your garden was somebody else.
It's our garden, ours.
Oh.
Not just me. It's a bunch of people who do it. Because that's how you get to do things. You do it together, not just mine, but
No.
ours
No.
together. Because that's what life's
That-
about. Life's about
that is-
creation.
That may be the essential missing ingredient to the
Yes.
to the,
people's happiness. Yep.
or to the greater success of my YouTube channel. Even though I've done that on my feature films, it hasn't been as much on my YouTube channel these recent couple of years or year or so.
Yep. So anyway, my grandfather was a
Hey, there's a treasure buried in New York City called The Secret.
Well, there are a
He
lot of
said
secrets. There are
it's
a lot of
$10,000.
There's a lot of secrets in New York City.
They said they bet you can find it.
You know, what's really interesting, you go to Asheville, North Carolina, and in around between the 1890s, so Asheville is in a mountain range that's like this, and the city isn't that way. And between the 1890s and the 1925, Asheville's the Paris of the South. And all these rich people, the Biltmores, the Astors, the railroad, this all went there. And bottom line, in that period, they tried to make it a big city, like I said, the Paris of the South. And they basically, there's a little oil in there.
What are you doing? Making some?
Yeah, get it for us.
Oh,
This is olive oil,
oh,
good
yeah.
stuff.
Really? I know. So you put onions, cucumbers, and olive oil
Yeah, to start
on
with.
a pan.
That's our start. That's our point of departure. Anyway, so in Asheville, just like they did in Hoboken, New Jersey, what they did was they put all this steel into concrete and then put a flat concrete on top, and that's downtown Asheville, like a square mile. Haywood Street, what other street is there? Broadway. Anyway, so underneath that is the old city of Asheville. And when I lived in Asheville,
What?
yes,
It's under the slab,
yes,
the
and
giant
it's still
slab.
there. Talk about buried treasure.
What do you mean? It's buried in dirt?
No. It's like the big steel columns, big steel concrete up there. Up there is like if that was, that's, what people think is street level. But underneath it is the old city of Asheville.
How could that be?
It's still there.
Asheville, North Carolina?
Yeah, Asheville, North Carolina.
Is it in you? Did they go down there and use it?
Well, what happened was when I was
That's
there
strange.
for 10 years,
No, that don't do that.
I was involved in.
But what is it buried? They poured dirt over it
No,
all,
they
and then
didn't. It's still there. All the buildings are still there.
how would they build a city on top of it? Or
Just
how
like
would they build all
just
those
like
square
they built-
blocks?
just like
How
they
many?
built- if you go to
How many
Hoboken,
square miles was it?
It's about a square mile.
Uh,
It's like there's two.
well, that's just 1 square mile.
Yeah, but that's where the center of the city was, and It used to be mountains, and people didn't like having woke up. It's like being in San Francisco.
Oh, so it's not some funny
no,
underground
they leveled it off and then ignored it.
Atlantis.
No, they just ignored it. But it is like that because I went down there with the city engineer because we were looking at how to put cable and you know this is in the early '90s. How to anyway, so he had the key. We went down there and we went your big flashlight. We went was whoa, and I wanted to turn it into an amusement.
You went down there?
Yeah. With the city engineer.
So you got ground paprika.
And dill.
Somebody said something. Oh, I missed the comment. And dill. Oh man, something about somebody said. I'll try to look up these
Comments?
Here it is. What Brandon Young said. What I'm talking about is a fairy gem. The $10,000 buried treasure.
There are all kinds of buried treasure. Here's a great New York City buried treasure.
I don't know what
I
it's
used to live in Williamsburg.
There are
Brooklyn.
12 buried, only 2 discovered, much like Masquerade by Kit Williams in England. You'd have to figure out which ones of those are possible to find.
No, like here's what a better.
I have a friend who does that stuff.
Okay.
Okay, wait. Okay, you talk.
In New York City, that city's been around, for a few hundred years, right? I used to live in Williamsburg, Brooklyn, and I lived in a loft, a 17,000 square foot loft, right? And I had a view, and this is before what
You're welcome.
Williamsburg is now the upstairs capital of the world. Boho or Elephant Land or whatever they call it.
Boho?
Yeah, Boho. Yeah, there's Soho, right, in Williamsburg.
There's Soho and then there's Boho.
Boho, yeah, Williamsburg. Anyway, so in Williamsburg, I'm
Boho.
Boho.
Just Boho. I didn't.
Boho.
It's like. Oh.
Anyway, so I had the view 360 of everything going on in the blocks, right? And I see these guys digging a hole, for days they're digging a hole, and the ladder's going down underground. And I called up the cops because on the other side of the Williamsburg Bridge was Red Hook, and that's where the mob kind of hung out. And I said, I think there's some body, or they're looking for a body, or something's going on there. Anyway, the cops went.
Wow, that looks amazing.
See
the
what
food,
these,
the lack of dead bodies, vegan food. This is vegan.
Vegan food, yeah.
Yeah, this is.
Yeah, Mr. Vegan. Anyway, so there it is.
Are you gonna put any chicken or something in it?
No, tofu.
Cool, that looks good.
Yeah, it's gonna be yummy.
You've got cucumber. You're actually cooking the cucumbers.
Yeah.
Have you done that before?
Oh yes, anytime.
Is that a standard thing that can be done?
Oh yes. Standard thing that can be done.
Wow. And you put the paprika and you cook over here. And you had a kitchen. You had a business that made food in New York City.
Yeah, I used to build restaurants and nightclubs in New York City. And I took over abandoned buildings. I have plenty of photos of them.
But you cooked food. Did they have any vegan back then? But usually
What I did was, I had a good buddy, and we used to do these restaurants that we used to call dumpster restaurants because we got all the food out of dumpsters.
Oh no!
Because the amount of food that's thrown away is mind-boggling. And back.
But what did you have? A stand?
No. What we had was this. We went into abandoned buildings.
It smells like that New York City stuff they're making on the corner that you can buy, like a kebab or whatever that stuff is.
Yep.
It smells like, they're cooking it out on New York City. You're walking around Manhattan and stuff, and you smell the stuff. Mm-hmm. That's what it. Well, but it smells like some at home.
Right now.
Yeah. Should we do more cooking shows? Because he can teach us how to cook.
The whole thing about cooking. See, baking is science. It's like chemistry. Because if you don't do it right, it turns out terrible. But cooking like
Cooking, you
this
said,
is more a kind of feeling thing.
you said the whole thing is not burning it.
Right, not burning it. That's really the secret. So I had this thing on super hot, and I turned it off. So it was kind of cooking within its own little context. And this is
But it
totally-
causes a mess when you cook.
Well, I'm totally
That's what
messing
we've
with
had to figure. Like this whole place, it can cause a mess because he cooks a lot, or he used to.
it. I used to
He does.
cook
He hasn't been here for a very long
a
time.
couple months. Been on the road.
What have you been doing? Gardening with those people?
Yep. Growing my own food and getting food out of the
Wait. What is that?
rice and other vegetables.
Where's that from? Why did you put that in it? Just to. Oh, that's from like a restaurant that you had the food. But you got an extra thing to go, or what is it?
No,
Oh, it's
I
pretty.
don't eat a full meal.
Oh, no.
How I keep my trim.
But did you eat out of it or not?
No.
Oh. Okay. But that was all fresh ingredients, and now you're putting the.
Oh, this was fresh from yesterday.
What is that? What is?
Vegetables and rice. Vegetables and rice.
Well, this is uncensored.
Yeah.
If we do the new cooking, if we start doing a cooking show with your videos, we're not going to use any like restaurant store food. It's got to be all pretty new stuff or new stuff,
New stuff.
like from the grocery store
Yeah, we can do
and a farm or wherever. Like that's not a restaurant. What is that? You went to what? Is it good?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh,
John, I've been cooking for you for almost a year and a half, right?
uh,
And everything I've ever cooked for you, you are always trepidous about it.
but that's like a lot of calories. I thought, okay, that's good.
It's
Oh,
so good.
yeah. By the time it's ready,
Vegetables,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so what's the story you're telling? How about your mentors?
Okay. Back to it.
Ha-
So I.
yeah, we already summed that up.
No, we didn't. We talked about it a little bit. Bottom line, I've been trying to tell a story about grandfather David. My two mentors named David. Right?
David.
David. Grandfather David. One
And you
was-
had shaman, you had rich people. Did you have wealthy people?
Oh, beyond. I went to a prep school where I went to my fellow students. There were only 127 kids in my high school. And my roommate was Joe Kennedy, Robert Kennedy's son. I went to school with Austin Hearst of Hearst Publishing, Patty
Whoa,
Hearst's brother.
richest person in the world.
Yeah, one of them.
How did you go to a rich kid's? What was it? Just a regular private school, and
No, it was the
you had to
school-
be accepted. How did you get in?
through connections. My godfather, who was Cardinal Cushing, got me in there.
He was a cardinal.
He was
Whoa.
right there. He was one of the first guys to do religion on television. He looked like Bela Lugosi. He
Wow.
was really tall and thin. He wore all black. He wore a black dress.
Yeah. Wow.
And he had red dancing slippers, a red cape, and a red beanie.
And you were a little kid. Did you have one of those little hats that had like a thing that you could spin around on it?
No.
No. That would be weird.
My sister gave me one of those when I was 25.
That would be like. But I've had some experiences with some recently. I can't even tell you, but there were two experiences with some famous people that I had recently, but I can't tell anyone about it.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Nothing funny happened, obviously. That's why I can, make a joke about something on his head, because it's not weird in any way. But,
So when I was So my grandma brought me. I went to all these museums. I met all these very interesting people in these museums. And my grandfather, which I really didn't know because he died when I was about 1 year old. He was a barber. He was, cut somebody's hair, and he was killed over dead.
Your grandfather?
Yeah, he died of a heart attack. And
he was a barber.
he was a barber. And but he loved innovation, and so he owned one of the first TVs. He owned all these electric devices.
Cool.
And he had them in their house in Long Island. He had his like own little room. So when I was about 3 and 4 and 5, I stayed with my grandma, and she would let me fool around with all this stuff because he was dead and it was just there. And so I would take these things apart and plug them in and do all kinds of stuff. And I would call it my experiments. And
But they didn't try to be famous and really rich or something, did they? They didn't make it like a...
Parents, no, they were happy.
They didn't care about that as
My
much.
grandmother, when Neil Young, Neil whatever his name is, walked on the moon, right? My grandmother and I stayed up and watched it, right? 5 in the morning. And we're in her apartment, and there's this little box TV, and we're watching it, Motorola, and
Later, Aurelio Rubio.
and she said to me, Albert, when I was 16.
Yeah.
69, no, I was maybe 16, 17, somewhere in there. She said to me, when I was your age, I lived in a little village in Italy, up in the mountains. And our house was made out of mud and straw. And we had no windows. We had no doors. We had a thatched roof. And the only technology we had was the wheel and candles.
Huh.
And she goes, here it is, like 80 years from that time, and I am sitting in my living room watching a guy walk on the moon on a box in my living room. And she goes, you will see even bigger changes than that. So,
Well, that means there's some pretty...
amazing things.
Yeah,
going on.
and you know what it's going to be? I can almost guarantee what it is.
What is it?
It's humankind establishing a colony on a more distant planet than,
They've already done
even
that.
the moon.
They've
Obviously,
already done that.
it's a planet, but
There are
well,
our
they're going to go
species-
public about it.
Our species has left the solar system. One of the reasons why...
They have?
Oh, yeah.
How do you know that?
Because I used to work
Uh,
for Grumman Aerospace. I used to work for Lockheed Martin. I worked at Los Alamos. I worked at San Dias. I worked at Kirkland Air Force Base. I saw a lot of things.
Well, they're going to go public with which planet is it? Mars or Jupiter? No, it's not Mars. It's not Mars. It's Jupiter. It's Jupiter.
No.
Wait.
Not Mars.
Wait. No, it's not Jupiter.
The
Ugh,
Nazis have been on
what is that? Or something? Or
The
Mar?
Nazis,
Oh.
the German Nazis went on the moon in 19...
Oh, no, not Nazis.
No, Nazis.
Nazis are
Adolf
horrible.
Hitler.
Horrible. That's something to be very delicate and careful about.
Our government are the Nazis. There's a thing called Operation Paperclip. Go look that one up, kids. And
That's-
we brought 70,000 Nazis into our government in the late 40s. Werner von Braun was the poster child of that. That guy was not a nice guy. He killed thousands of people. Literally himself.
Ugh.
Yeah. Ugh.
Oh, sick. You put your mouth on it.
It's very hot. There are no germs in
What do you like those Italians that eat it with a spoon when they're eating the spaghetti and they put it up to their mouth
This
and they
is
say
it for our tools of
I mean-
cooking. So I go with what I got.
when
I go with what I got.
I'm an Italian and you're an Italian.
Yep, but I'm also Irish and German and a little
But this is made of all types of
stuff.
everything in here is recycled. Everything we're made of as human beings has been recycled over millions of years.
Pretty much.
It used to be different organisms. It used to be feces. It used to be
Everything you can think of.
sweat, maybe, of a creature thousands of years ago that,
Stardust.
water. Wait, okay.
We're eating dinner.
Wait.
We're eating dinner.
I'm trying not to film myself.
We're eating dinner. So we're gonna take a little break while we eat dinner.
Yeah, this is the
The meal I just made.
trying to do it without running out of
You got your wire.
batteries. This is the amazing meal that he cooked.
Yep.
Okay, we're gonna enjoy the food, which
I just made.
I wish everyone could have seen made,
It
but
still looks good.
it's more important to live life rather than to always work at the goal that you have. Even if you haven't gotten there yet, after 30 years or however, 20, your whole life, 60, 70, 80 years, you're still not there yet. You got to stop and enjoy life for what it is. The amazing food when it was just there that was caught on video that we were supposed to enjoy for some special reason.
Okay.
Okay, we got to go. Go out there and enjoy life.
Yep.
Bye.